Okay, you may begin.
Okay. All right. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started with our just very brief introduction. So a little bit about me. So again, my name is Andrea Valencia. I go by Andy, and I'm the reference and instruction librarian here at the Riverside County Law Library. So I've worked in both a public and a law library setting. So I kind of know, I have experience in both settings. They're very different and also very both rewarding in their own individual ways. I have an MLIS, not a JD, which means I'm a librarian, not a lawyer. However, I did watch Legally Blonde a few times, so that's one of my favorite movies. And then that's me, as you could also see me here. And then next we'll be learning a little bit more about Jenna.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Jenna Pontius, and I'm the Public Services Librarian. So I oversee at the downtown Riverside location. I've also worked in both a public library and a law library. I also have an MLIS, but not a JD. And I did work at a law office as an office assistant in my early 20s. I don't even remember the dates now. I'd have to look at my resume. So I had a little bit of knowledge prior to coming to the law library, but most of my career has been spent in public libraries, which helps being the public services librarian.
So just to briefly go over our course schedule for the next few weeks. So today, September 1st, we're providing you with an intro of the RCLL librarians, which is Jenna, and the course. In the following weeks, we're going to cover on September 8th, what is the California Supreme Court and court system? So the different levels of courts that you'll see in the state of California. On September 15th, Jenna will be discussing with you media literacy and enhancing legal research. And then following that, our last two sessions will be kind of a part 1 and part 2 of how to do legal research. So we're going to be covering the different types of authorities, research tips, and we're going to be doing a live demo of some of your research questions if you would like to submit those to us ahead of time. So we wanted to give you just a brief introduction to who we are here at the library and what we do. So this is our website. It's beautiful. We just redid it. It's arclawlibrary.org. And as you can see, we have several tabs that go over our services and the different things that we can provide. Our mission here at the Law Library is to enable everyone in Riverside County to perform the highest level of research and practice through free and open access to the law. So that is our mission here. We are a public law library, so we are open to the public self-represented litigants to come in, as well as attorneys to come in and visit us here at the library. A little bit about us. So RCLL is part of the state county law library system, which was established by the California legislature in 1891. The Riverside County Law Library has been in the community since 1941, and RCLL is governed by seven member board trustees comprised of judges and attorneys from the community who meet monthly. Our budget for all 3 locations, we have one here in downtown, we have one in Indio, and then we have a small remote area that's located in the Temecula Public Library. So those are our 3 locations. So our budget is approximately 1.5 million for the different resources and things like that. So there's Jenna looking at her book. RCLL is a combination of print and electronic resources, and the library lends MCLE practice materials to local attorneys. So those are the physical MCLE materials that check out just like you would check out at a public library. You take it home, you complete the coursework, and then you bring it back, and then you receive an MCLE certificate to submit to the state bar. The collection covers California, federal, and general, mostly civil law. And while we carry many of the materials found in law schools, the library is primarily a practice library focusing on practical materials for attorneys and the public. So for example, UCR has a extension course for paralegals, and some of the materials could be found here. However, most of our materials cover practical materials for attorneys. Our most popular online resources are Westlaw, LexisNexis, and CEB on Law. And our most popular print materials are CEB practice guides, NOLO press titles, and California forms of pleadings and practice. So you may be wondering who uses the library. So I mentioned before, we are a public library. We don't restrict access to anyone. The only thing that we ask is that each library patron is actively engaged in legal research when they visit us. We rent conference rooms to attorneys, local agencies, and companies needing the space. And we also provide space and support for other legal aid organizations in the area, such as IELA and ICLS. So you may be wondering if we have a library card. So we do, but currently they only allow the patrons to check out MCLE materials. So those are those continuing education materials that I mentioned earlier. So none of our physical books check out. We are like a reference library. And these are the only materials that circulate. And then a little bit about MCLE materials. As I said earlier, all attorneys who are currently practicing law in the state of California must complete these ongoing trainings. And then these are available at multiple libraries. And we have a collection here, Indio. And I think that's it. I don't think we have any in Temecula. So something important to note about our role here at the Law Library is that the Law Library provides legal reference and research, not legal advice. So a little bit of an introduction into what reference versus advice is for example, the providing people with the legal definition of words versus interpreting what that law means or how it applies to certain situations, identifying procedural definitions versus providing procedural recommendations, showing how to find legislation versus researching and applying law to a situation, directing patrons to resources with court forms versus filling out or recommending specific forms. And then lastly, providing lawyer referral service information versus providing a specific lawyer's contact information. So there is a reason why we can't provide legal advice. It is written in the California Business and Professions Code, BPC Article 7. No person shall practice law in California unless the person is an active licensee of the state bar. Did I go backwards? Oh, I went backwards. Okay. So you may be wondering to yourself, how do you submit a question to us for legal research or reference? So you can submit a request to us via our website. There is a section under services where you can submit a reference request form. And in that form, you're just going to answer a few questions to allow us to best get the most accurate information so that we can provide what may best assist you. Another thing I wanted to suggest that we also provide is access to the Lexis Digital Library. So as I said earlier, the Law Library is a combination of both print and digital resources. So a large section of our digital resources are available on the Lexis Digital Library. And in that service, you can view ebooks of several different law books that would be available, just like if you were looking at a public library's ebook selection. So you can check it out, and then you would see, like here's one of our most popular titles, is California Forms of Pleadings and Practice, and you'll be able to read it and take notes on it, just like you would as another ebook. So I know we blew through that a little fast. So if anyone has any questions about the course or any of the other services we can provide, we can spend the next few minutes discussing those. But we will be having our next session where we will go over the California Supreme Court and the court system that is found in the state of California. And then as always, if you have any questions, you can always contact our general law library email, which is lawlibrary.riverside at arklawlibrary.org, or you can call our phone number at 951-368-0368. So does anyone have any questions? You can.
Someone did have a question on if we're going to make the slides available. And I said that after this program is done, we can send the copy of these slides.
Mm-hmm.
You can put your questions in the chat, or you can unmute yourself if you want to ask the question. So we will be recording each session and making the recording available to you after it's finished recording. So if you do miss one of the sessions, you can. And then I did place, I told them to email you, Andy, if they have specific reference questions that they want to include in the final session on the 29th. And someone is asking if we are open on Saturdays. We are not. The library is on site Monday through Friday. We are open to the public Tuesday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then on Mondays and Fridays, and including Tuesday and Thursday, we answer the phone or emails, but we're not currently open on Saturdays. And we will be expanding our hours in Riverside to be open to the public Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the first day that that's going to be happening is on the 13th, Monday the 13th. Linda, we're looking forward to being with you on the series too. Linda just said that she is looking forward to the series. We're looking forward to offering this. It could be for anybody like general audience, like general public, just community members who just want to learn more about law, or maybe someone who needs a refresher. It's open to anyone and free. And so if you have somebody or know somebody that wants to register for the upcoming sessions, they can still use that same Eventbrite link. They would go register there. We're just using, rather than having like 4 different Eventbrite programs, we just have them all as one. So you would just keep registering there. And I'll put that link in the chat right now.
Yeah, Linda, we can definitely share that. So Jenna just put it in the chat. Yeah, this is the first time that we're offering something like this. So we're really excited to kind of just give like this just basic tutorial of who we are and legal research and things like that. So if you spread the word, so we can hopefully offer something like this in the future. I think that the next session will be really interesting to look at, because especially for maybe college students, if you have any younger friends at home that want to just learn a little bit more about how the legal system in their home state works.
Thank you so much. I will make sure to distribute this in our teams. We have 110 employees, and I just don't think they know unless they belong, and get the alerts. So I will make sure to distribute this, because I know a lot of people who would be interested in whether it's recapping, relearning, or just learning. So thank you so much.
No, thank you, Linda. We really appreciate you being here. So Yesenia is asking, is the library offering free access to Westlaw, LexisNexis at this time? So that's a really great question, Yesenia. Currently LexisNexis suspended their remote access. So that was during COVID when they were allowing people to sign up at home for free. So they're no longer offering that. To our knowledge, Westlaw is still offering that. However, as us as a library coming in to use those databases, they're still completely free as long as you're on our IP. Yeah, of course. If you are doing legal research at home, Yesenia, as a side note, we do offer access to remote access for Walters Kluwer, Fastcase, Hein Online, and EBSCOhost. If you are ever interested in accessing any of those from home for your legal research, you can just contact the law library email and we can send you that login information. So does anyone want to share what they hope they can get out of this class? Anything specific that we can cover later on in the sessions? The legal research one, if there's anything specific you like to cover, or maybe we can tack on an extra 10-minute session of another topic. Okay, so looks like Pat says, I'm interested in probate conservatorships and I would like to access case files. So that's a really interesting topic. Let me write that down.
And then for the case files, the databases that have cases on them are Westlaw, Lexis, and Fastcase, which Westlaw you can still get remotely, like Andy said. Lexis is not offering remote. And then Fastcase is available remotely. And all three of them are available in person if you came to the library when we were open.
Oh, that's a great point, Yesenia, about finding good case law. So often in our legal research, we may find that law has been overturned or it's no longer applicable or we can't use it in our arguments. So it's very important to kind of identify which laws are good law. So we will definitely cover that. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Mm-hmm.
I added, or just finding correct information using Google. That will be, I think, more in my session on media literacy, using media literacy to enhance legal research. Because we Google things too. And so it's really hard to know what is correct and like good information on Google. So we'll be covering that a lot in my session.
And then Pat, if you have a case that you are using to reference in your legal research, you can definitely send that to us and we can do a live shepherdizing of it. And we can go through maybe narrowing down the shepherdizing results if you were interested in that. Okay, great.
I put both of our emails back in the chat again because your email is like way down in the chat. It was one of the earlier things.
And then Linda, I know you said you're going to be sharing the link. So don't worry, if they missed anything today, we can do a brief recap next time. And they can still send questions. It's not too late to participate in the later legal research live demos. So don't worry about that. Yes, and they can also have access to the recording. So if no one has any other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up in a minute. Linda, did you want to say something? I saw you unmute yourself.
I was just going to type it instead, but I was just going to say, great. Thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. You can always email us if you have any additional